welcome back to my YouTube channel, and my name is Melanie. Please subscribe if you like a lot of lifestyle type of content. I thought in this video, honestly, let's do an introductory video again, a Q&A for 2025, because honestly, getting the milestone of 1K subscribers, thank you, I love you all so much. I figure we have a lot of new people on here, and I can just kind of reintroduce myself, honestly, because I know I've posted a lot of videos, so I just feel like it's been time for an updated Q&A. As you guys know, my name's Melanie, middle name's Lynn, my last name's Roberts, but the channel I just go by Melanie, and then my handle is at the Road Mills Travels because I just wanted a catchy Instagram handle. Honestly, I didn't want to do my full name I had before. I like the Road Mills Travels. I think it's catchy, I think it's fun. Eventually I want this channel to be a traveling channel. That would be an amazing future niche, so I'm keeping that. But also I always just feel like, it's just me. Growing up, I was an only child. I always just feel like I've been traveling through life, whether someday this channel becomes a travel channel or just the foods I try, the vlogs I film. I just feel like I'm traveling my way through life, and my childhood friends called me Mels. Mel is completely fine of a nickname though too, but that's why it's the Road Mills Travel. My age, I am 27 and I'm in my mid to late 20s. 27 considered late 20s? I don't know. Is it the in-between year? Well, I feel like 25 was mids. 26 still felt like mids, but then people start considering it late. I don't know what's considered late. I feel like 28, 29 is more like late 20s, but I feel like 27 is kind of right in the middle, maybe? I think so. If I'm thinking about this correctly, I feel like 25, 26 is mid, 27 is the in-between of mid to late, and then 28, 29 is late. That's just my opinion. But I do feel like, yeah, I'm in the later 20s comparing to my earlier 20s, but I would like to think I'm still kind of in that in-between until next year officially, heading into the late 20s, yeah. So currently I'm a young adult and life is really hard. As I've talked about in my New Year's resolution video, it's just hard in life. We're just gonna share more about what I've accomplished over the years of my life and what I want to go to college for, future career goals. I kind of came up with this Q&A on my own. I didn't ask you guys to submit any questions because I just figure a lot of you guys are pretty new. For another Q&A, if you do have questions, please let me know and I can film another one into the new year. If there's any questions I had forgot, please let me know in my community tab. Do I have any animals? Yes. I have a 2-year-old golden retriever, Nala Rose. She is my absolute everything. I can tell she wants to come in my room right now, but I wanted to try to film the Q&A just myself so I can connect with you guys. But she's such a sweetheart, honestly. I love her with all my heart. I've always wanted to be a golden owner. Her coming into my life has literally been my everything, truly. It was crazy, you guys, because I was really hoping the next dog was going to be a golden retriever. Unfortunately, after my black lab Peanut had passed away, I would have been fine with another lab, but I was really wanting a golden, and I really wanted her to be a girl dog because Peanut was a girl dog. It's just crazy how life works. I wanted her to have a lot of time to live, and it just kind of all happened to work out because she's a baby still. It's just crazy how she's a girl and her name's so beautiful. Her previous owners named her Nala. I added Rose, why her name is Nala Rose. She was already 10 months when we got her, so I didn't want to change her name. She was already used to it. I also thought her name was really beautiful and just fit her, honestly. I wanted to have a special connection of my own and give her a sweet, cute middle name, and roses are actually my favorite flower. What's my favorite flower? Roses. I'll show you what I mean. My mom, thank you, got me roses just because these are my favorite flowers. I love red roses, but that represents love and dating. Pink is my favorite color. I love the pink roses from my mom, thank you. And then I do have a cat. His name is Jackson Oreo. I just call him Jackson. Jackson is an iconic name. Hannah Montana, the brother Jackson. Yes, love. Sometimes he goes by Jack. Current car I'm driving. Well, the next video you'll get more of an explanation finally. For 5 years I've had a Subaru Outback. She's my baby, I love her. Stay tuned for the next video because I go more into that to see what will happen in the new year. New car, possibly. I don't want to say on the internet anything of my parents' life experiences without their consent. I'm just gonna sum up without saying anything that they wouldn't want unless if they were okay with it. My parents had both went through a lot throughout their lifetimes. They're still alive. I'm just saying they had both went through a lot, and I think they both wanted a different life for me and wanted to raise me kind, respectful, rule follower, strict, but still lenient. I wouldn't say my parents were 100% strict. They let me be free, but at the same time they had rules that came with it, and I think honestly really blessed they did that growing up because I had friends that had really strict parents and were not lenient at all, and I'm very appreciative that my parents were still lenient, but they just had rules and expectations because I didn't rebel. I think it was easier to listen and just everything my parents had went through. They went through some pretty crazy stuff. Like I said, I don't want to talk about it online without them being okay with it. I won't get into it, but they had been through a lot, and we're all human. We're not perfect. I've made mistakes, we're all not perfect here, but they've had some crazier stuff in their upbringing. I always wanted to be my own individual, always be in the right crowd of people, right crowd of friends. That's why I wouldn't always have a ton of friends because the friends I would have were the ones that kept it real, you know? Grade school was okay of an experience. I think the earlier years were better. Later years were not as great. Girls, drama. Middle school, I think the beginning of middle school was okay because it was something new, something different, but I still had the same classmates from grade school, just different people at the same time. So that's why it was a little bit better. As middle school progressed, it wasn't my favorite. Start of 8th grade was really great, but then it went south, and then that's when I knew I wanted to transfer high schools, honestly, and just meet new people, as I've shared about in a recent mukbang. New friends, new enemies. I know. I just wanted to like meet new people and have new experience. And I liked the high school. I was already swimming club because I did swim team and water polo in high school. Before I was on the teams, obviously, I did swim club. I was already like familiar with the school I wanted to transfer to, and I wanted to just meet new people there, honestly. And so I really did like my high school experience. So I had graduated from high school, and then I went to community college, but I dropped out eventually. Before I did drop out, I did run for student government vice president and got accepted into office, and then I did the newspaper team for a little bit. I've always had a passion for leadership and journalism. I also did that in high school. Unfortunately, I did drop out of college for a little bit. I was just feeling uninspired and my grades were just tanking, you guys. It was really hard for me and I really didn't know what I wanted to do, and I really struggled. Also back then, I don't think they had a ton of certificate options. It was more like degree route, or the certificate programs were a lot longer, and I just didn't have time for that, you know? So I wanted something quick and I wanted to be done. Looking back, I'm still glad before I dropped out that I got my prerequisites done because it helped in the long haul when I returned back to college. So before I get into that, I ended up deciding I wanted to change. I did fashion school remote and ended up graduating from Parsons School of Design. It was for a Teen Vogue program though. Kind of Parsons, kind of Teen Vogue, if that makes sense. So I have a fashion certificate. It's a non-credited one, but I don't really know honestly what to use it for. It was for New York, so I don't really know, but it's still really cool I have that accomplishment. After I finished fashion school, I always knew I wanted to go back to community, but during my time off community, I was really looking at programs and what I wanted to go back for. I only found some certificate programs that were a little bit shorter in timeline. Initially, I went back to college for a business assistant certificate, and then I graduated with my first ever credited certificate. Just walking at graduation for the first time really felt like a huge big deal to me, and that was in 2024 when I graduated. Then in 2025, I decided I was really scared to start working. Full transparency. So I decided to go back to school. I realized I was 2 classes away from getting a childcare certificate because back in high school, I took some childcare classes that transferred over into college. Earlier time in college before I dropped out, I also took additional childcare classes that, crazy enough, all those credits worked out in that certificate field. I only needed 2 classes left. I was like, you know what? I always gave myself this rule. If I'm ever like a year, 3 classes or under left, I'm gonna finish. So I decided to go back and finish, and it also was going to give me more time to focus on my entrepreneur ventures while like being back in school a little bit longer. But then I got accepted as an honors student, and then after getting into honors, I realized university was an opportunity. So I decided after I got the childcare certificate, so I had graduated in 2025, that I'm still going to be pursuing college because I really want to do journalism as a career. It's been this crazy time in my life because I've accomplished a lot, but I still have so much to accomplish that's yet to come, honestly. I won't say the university I want to go to yet, but at a later time I'll share. Also, like, there's other schools I've been looking at as well, so we'll just see. There's definitely colleges I would like to tour eventually when it gets a little closer. I decided I'm gonna do an AAOT transfer so I don't have to do math, so meaning I'm not gonna worry about getting an associate's degree because it's a little bit more classes. I have to take math. I don't want to. I'd rather take a language and call it good. I still need some more classes at community, but not that much as I would have with the associate's degree. I'd rather just transfer and get the bachelor's eventually in journalism, and then I'd minor in sports business because I already took a business class, and I think that could help because I'm also taking kind of a businessy class in the winter. It's an entrepreneurship class, that's why I tie it together, along with like a speech class, which is honestly going to be great. I have to take oral for communications, but I think it'll be beneficial for me because help me out with my public speaking a little bit for like YouTube and podcasting. I think it'll be a really good class. Honestly, both of the classes will, and I'm excited for this next winter term because I'm finally taking classes for what I want to do, but I still wanted the business and childcare certificates as a backup. You never know. I wanted to graduate in college or something. Like, graduating with honors cords this year was truly an honor. No pun intended, but it was. Now getting into like career goals, there's kind of a lot I want to do, honestly. I want to tie in everything I went to school for. Fashion, I want to make merch someday. If there's any merch ideas you would like from me, let me know. But I do plan on doing a small business. I might have to do the merch involving that. But I don't know, if there's ideas, let me know. I want to get merch that you guys would like, you know, obviously. I don't want to get it and like no one would ever wear it. I want it to be something that someone would like, but also relatable to me and my brand. So yeah, if you have ideas, let me know in the community tab. That's a safe space where we're all nice and just all chatting and getting to know each other. And I love the community I've been building on there. So yeah, check it out. Business. I want to sell my cookie butter and some other things. Stay tuned. I'm trying to be a little hush hush for a while, but I have an idea that I'm really excited for, but I'm trying to kind of figure that out within the next year, along with still coasting in school. Yeah, I want to try some modeling opportunities, acting, commercials. I might be working for a cosplay job. My pen. I hope so. I haven't got the acceptance or non-acceptance for it yet. I hope it works out. I think it'd be kind of fun right now, and I love playing dress up. Like as a kid, I would dress up as all the Disney princesses, so it would be really fun to do it. Future career goals. I want to be a podcaster. I want to be a journalist, but I like the idea of having a small business. Childcare was a passion I had in high school, but I did work in the field a little bit post high school and it wasn't really for me. But again, if like worst case scenario I need something, it's nice having the certificate. And also like nowadays too, my family and friends are starting to have families and kids. If they ever need someone to babysit for 2 hours, I could totally do it. I'd prefer if they were like 3 and older, but I have it under my belt, so I could do it. And I can even do the younger ones if I had to. If it's 1 to 2 hours, it's like nothing, just like help out. So I just wanted to have it just in case anyways, or a temporary job could come up if I needed it. Never know. Kind of going into my past work experience, my very first job was at Claire's. It was retail. I was a sales associate. I was like a temporary summer shelver at my local library. This was like back in high school. I did that for a bit. I didn't want to do it initially. I volunteered at the library a lot and the workers saw how hard I was working, so they knew they wanted to hire me. Initially they're like, oh, do you want to shelve books? And I remember just being like, no. Because it's a very boring job, like, and they knew that. That's why they were trying to like find someone to do it as like a temporary position. They were like, you know, you get paid, right? And I was like, really? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, on second thought, yeah, I want to do it, hire me. Then we were talking. So I worked all the hours that I was given for the temporary summer position. This was back in high school. It was a boring job, but I liked that I was able to customize my hours. I had like an hour-long lunch that I would give myself. I would work all the hours they gave me because I wanted to get that summer pay, honestly. So that was fun. I was a retirement dinner server for a little bit. That job was not fun. I had to make reports on coworkers. Well, no, unfortunately I made one report. There was another one I wish I made a report on. It was just not a great job experience, so I did not last long. That was in college. That was rough. And then I got into vice presidency through student government. That was a paid position. I had did that for a year as a year contract, and that was it. You were done. And then I was a Starbucks barista for a little bit. I enjoyed it, but not the manager. Yeah, kind of rough, but I wish the manager well. We were probably too similar, I think is why we kind of like clashed. To be honest, looking back, I think is what it was. Truly, not everything in common, but I think we had some similarity personality traits, and I think when you're too similar, you clash. I don't know, but sometimes when you're too opposite, you clash too. Like as people, friends, workers, dating. I never really know anymore. Oh, speaking of the topic of dating, oh, I wanted to avoid this one. Am I in a relationship now? No, I wish, but at the same time, I had self-reflected recently. I really don't think right now I'd be a good girlfriend. I want to date when I could be a good partner to my future boyfriend, that I want to be my future husband. I don't want to just date anymore. Like, I want to think about my future. I just want 2026 to like focus on myself. Maybe I'll entertain dating in 2027. Never know what can happen, but I just have a lot of career goals I want to be focused on right now. I don't think I'm emotionally unavailable because I would be straight up and tell a guy how I feel. If I need to, you know, I feel like I would. I mean, I never want to hurt a guy's feelings. I don't mind being honest, you know, like I feel like emotionally available where I can be honest of how I feel, but depending if I meet the right guy, I never know. I'm just kind of focused on myself and trying to do some inner healing within myself. I want 2026 to be focused on healing and friendships, and we'll see with dating. 2027 would be nice to date again. If I truly do take 2026 off from dating, I would like to the following year. Yeah, because I just want to like do me and focus on me for a little while. Just like posting on here. It's really fun. It's a hobby. I take a little bit of breaks here and there, but not as much as I used to. I've gotten faster with editing. I truly enjoy it. I'm always trying to keep growing as a content creator, and it is a hobby for me, so I don't really get burnout with YouTube. I mean, I have burnout moments, yeah, for sure, don't get me wrong, but I don't really do videos where I'm like, burnout, because I really enjoy it. I feel like I get burned out off camera sometimes with just being on social media, so I try to find that balance. Summertime's a little bit easier because I'm able to like walk and swim and be present. When it's summertime, I like to be outside until it's like pitch dark editing videos, whereas like in the winter it gets dark way sooner. I feel like I'm on my computer more, and sometimes I just wish I could be out in nature, but I don't want to in the rain or in the dark, if you know what I mean. Because yeah, I live in Oregon. I was born in Washington. I forgot about that. So I've been used to the Pacific Northwest weather all of my life. I think I answered everything. I don't know if I did for sure. So if there's any other questions, I can always film another Q&A going into next year. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. I love you all. Thank you for all supporting me. Lastly, I did want to say I have one last giveaway for hitting 1K subscribers that is still open for applying, but the only rule is that you have to be a current college student and you have to live in the United States. You gotta be in college for quite some time. I have all the rules in that giveaway. I can leave the link down below. I feel like a lot of you guys are around my age, and if you're in college, please apply for that giveaway because you can be eligible to win it. I will leave that down below if you guys didn't already know about it.